I really can't make this shit up right now. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. We're about to go live right now, guys. We're going live right now. Look at those devices. We all seen the files. We know exactly what it's doing along with the blue light. Look at it. Everything here is blue, guys. We're going live right now. We're going live right now. Holy shit.
Hold up. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Do y'all remember what they said that these street lights were supposed to do, bro? Like, do y'all remember that shit? Just peep the difference, man. I know y'all remember this 2020 shit. Hold on, yo. Look at this fucking video.
Street light. Let's see what's inside. Uh-oh.
Now, if we just pay attention to what the fuck is going on around us, y'all. Bro, the street lights, bro, along with the color, now we all know that colors do shit, bro. Why did they change it from white lights to purple lights at nighttime, guys? What the fuck? Yo, this video is literally just to make y'all laugh and have, you know, entertainment purposes only. Like, this has nothing to do with anything. This is just all entertainment purposes. Yo, they trying to cook us. Oh my god. I'm not gonna cap to y'all too. I've been seeing this shit so much lately, bro. And if you live in Miami, y'all definitely seen that shit downtown. Oh my god!
Guys, I really can't make this shit up right now. Everybody inside this bus is getting scanned up, guys. Everybody inside the bus is getting scanned up. And they have no idea what's going on. None. Look, they start scanning you up once you turn off. Once they close the door, they start scanning you up, guys. Once you close the door and you start going, they start scanning you up.
Oh my god. This is so scary, guys. They're doing it, guys. They had to create the 5G towers and the blue lights, which happened while you were home to save lives and take something. So they told the scientists that they needed to have the 5G towers with the blue lights and the you-know-what from 2020. I'm not gonna say what, but Fauci recommended it a lot, Dr. Fauci. All those three things combined, once you took that, their DNA is altered. So when they release a signal of 18 gigahertz, jump from the quantum computers through the 5G towers, through the blue lights into possessing the bodies of those who took the you-know-what, turning them into complete zombies. They're gonna search for death and not find it. When the time is right, they're gonna release a signal of 18 gigahertz pulsating for 1 minute 3 different times, cracking open the nanoparticle gels that holds a pathogen that deletes gene 1p36. That gene is responsible for critical thinking.
Particles, the hydrogel, there exists pathogens inside of the particles that have not yet opened. Those pathogens are chimeric. They include E. coli, Marburg, Ebola, Staphylococcus, and brewer's yeast, amongst others. We know that upon the broadcast from the 5G system that is now employed across the United States, and the world for that matter, when they broadcast an 18 gigahertz signal for 1 minute, 3 different times as a pulse, it will cause those lipid nanoparticles to swell and release these pathogenic contents, thereby causing a Marburg epidemic that they've already spent the money on. It's already done, right? The Marburg epidemic, for purposes of the law, has happened, and now we just need the actual disaster to happen. And there's actually worse parts to it than that, including the 1p36 gene deletion that effectively will turn those poor people into zombies. Odd as that sounds, our government's preparing for that.
Thank you.
So this is first under regular light and you can't see anything?
Correct. The lights will go off and we will then activate 365 nanometer wavelength, and this poor woman is now glowing.
It is easy to dismiss the work of Dr. Anna Maria Mielchia, for it is very disturbing, but her work is shown through scientific testing and backed up by government and NGO documentation. And the evidence shows that humanity has already been infected with cutting-edge surveillance nanotechnology. This is a follow-up to my last report on Dr. Mielchia's hydrogel research. New research shows that those who receive the COVID shots emit a fluorescent orange glow in their faces that is visible under a UV light of 365 nanometers. and those who have been exposed to shedding emit this glow around their nose. After his wife was coerced into getting the COVID shot, PhD Justin Coy began his own research. He found that the more shots a person received, the more they glowed under UV light. The glow can be seen initially around the nose, and over time spreads throughout the entire face and into the neck. After a hot shower, filaments are expelled through the skin of the vaxxed, and these filaments also emit a glow under UV light. The Pfizer trial document stated that an unvaxxed individual in close proximity to someone who's been vaxxed can be infected by inhalation and skin contact. In 2008, a biological nanotechnology pesticide designed to kill the brown moth in the state of California was deployed and appears to have included the same sort of fluorescent invisible microdye that we see in the scientific research. Dr. Hildegard Staninger tested individuals exposed to this nanotech pesticide and found that a glow could be detected in their eyes under UV light. Dr. Staninger called this the Eye of Horus effect due to its similar appearance.
This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is all real. All the patents exist. They're developing a microneedle patch funded by Bill Gates. They're going to use it to inject Luciferase in your skin, under your skin, so they can scan you with a light or an app on your phone to see if you're vaccinated or not, or how infected you are in the next coming pandemic that they already have planned, because they ran a catastrophic contagion simulation, hypothetical, fictional scenario, I might add. A microneedle smart patch tattoo vaccination connected to a CBDC and social credit score. Look into ID 2020. You'll figure out what this is. It's pure evil.
Bill Gates-funded researchers at Stanford and UNC announced vaccine nanopatch. Same trackable implant Bill developed since 2019 an MIT-funded project. News Rescue.
Sick.
Yes, the heading of this article is kind of funny in a sixth sense. The research work announced in a media release by University of North Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill at the end of last month, is precisely the same product already developed by Bill Gates as we published earlier on the 13th of September. UNC announced that in a collaboration with Stanford University, they were developing this new technology in an article they captioned, "A 3D printed vaccine patch offers vaccination without a shot." Announcement of 3D printed nanoneedle vaccine patches. The release described, Stanford University and the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill developed microneedle vaccine patch that deliver stronger immune response than a vaccine shot. According to the paper, lead study author Joseph M. DeSimone, who works at both institutions, said, "In developing this technology, we hope to set the foundation for even more rapid global development of vaccines at lower doses in a pain and anxiety-free manner." The article further described, while microneedle patches have been studied for decades, the work by Carolina and Stanford overcomes some past challenges. Through 3D printing, the microneedles can be easily customized to develop various vaccine patches for
Invisible ink can reveal whether kids have been vaccinated. Keeping track of vaccination remains a major challenge in the developing world. And in many developing countries, paperwork gets lost and parents forget whether a child is up to date. Along with the vaccine, a child would be injected with a bit of dye that is invisible to the naked eye, but easily seen with a special cell phone filter. Combined with an app that shines near infrared light onto the skin, the dye would be expected to last up to 5 years, according to tests on pigs and rat skin and human skin in a dish. Vax. Storing medical information below the skin's surface. Specialized invisible dye delivered along with a vaccine could enable on-patient storage of vaccination history to save lives in regions where paper or digital records aren't available. Save lives, right? Yeah, we know how that goes. Every year, a lack of vaccination leads to supposedly 1.5 million preventable deaths in preventable nations primarily. One factor that makes vaccination campaigns in those nations more difficult is that there is little infrastructure for storing medical records. So there's often no easy way to determine who needs our particular vaccine. MIT researchers have now developed a novel way to record a patient's vaccination history, storing the data in a pattern of dye, invisible to the naked eye, that is delivered under the skin at the same time as the vaccine. in areas where paper vaccination cards are often lost or do not exist at all, and electronic databases are unheard of. This technology can enable the rapid and anonymous detection of patient vaccination history to ensure that every child is vaccinated. The researchers showed that their dye, which consists of nanocrystals called quantum dots, can remain for at least 5 years under the skin, where it emits near-infrared light that can be detected by a specially equipped infrared light or smartphone. So they inject you with nanotechnology, and it stores your vaccination status and whatever your infection level is and everything else. To create an outpatient decentralized medical record, researchers developed a copper-based quantum dot which emit light in near-infrared spectrum. The dots are only 4 nanometers in diameter, but they are encapsulated in biocompatible microparticles that form spears about 20 microns in diameter. This encapsulation allows the dye to remain in place under the skin after being injected. The researchers designed their dye to be delivered by a microneedle patch rather than traditional syringe and needle. Such patches are now being developed to deliver vaccines for measles, rubella, and other diseases. And the researchers showed that their dye could easily be incorporated into these patches. By selectively loading microparticles into microneedles, the patches deliver a pattern in the skin that is invisible to the naked eye, but can be scanned with a smartphone that has an infrared filter removed. There is also an infrared light designed to detect vaccination status. The patch can be customized to imprint different patterns that can correspond to the type of vaccine delivered. Scary.
The nanodot can cross the blood-brain barrier to deliver drugs to highly specific for free. It's the closest thing yet to bringing computer-like programming to your organs. And if we want to ever use them with things in the body, we cover them with lipids, and you end up with something like this. The reason they fluoresce is because they're excited with the UV light, so when we take away that UV light, they no longer glow. If I excite them with the black light, you can see that now they fluoresce. At lower temperatures, we're able to see the color much more clearly.
Illumination by an ultraviolet light source causes a fluorescent reaction to occur, making the microneedle quantum dot visible with a modified camera. They can be used to deliver drugs to any part of the body, but can also convey all sorts of information about an individual, such as identification, vaccination history. It can even be linked to a digital currency like a CBDC.
Luciferase, enzyme that will make Bill Gates' quantum dot tattoo vaccination delivery system work. Bill Gates is building something that we call the Human Implantable Quantum Dot Microneedle Vaccination Delivery System, and it is composed of multiple things. I want to draw your attention to one component, the quantum dot microneedles that will deliver the vaccines, and a very, very unique biomechanical that makes it all work. If you're standing up while reading this, you might want to sit down. Today we bring you near-infrared bioluminescence enzyme, Luciferase, which is the chemical that will make the quantum dot vaccination readable through a special mobile device app or light. That's right, the enzyme that will light up Bill Gates' human implantable quantum microneedle vaccination delivery system is called Luciferase. That's what makes the vaccination readable long after the victim has been injected. Bill Gates, new vaccines for disease X. Get your hands ready. Bill Gates has funded microneedle vaccine patch. In the case of disease X, as they call it, according to the World Health Organization and Bacillopapillus, a non-existent pandemic, a theoretical construct on the basis of which new vaccines will be made and new measures will be taken, possibly after the summer.
Project funded by the Welsh government, we've been given some funding to develop what we call as the smart vaccine patches. Smart vaccine patches are patches which are made up of tiny little projections called microneedles. These microneedles will be used for delivery of vaccine, which will help in self-administering of these vaccine. And the reason we call them smart vaccine patches is because of the fact that they have the ability to then look at the response to these vaccines. So you can basically look pressure, and you can insert them into your forearm and stick a tape on top of it, ready to go.
We have to stop them.
I think these smart vaccine patches will do a fabulous job. They would, not only just tell you about how good the vaccine, not only administer the vaccine, but also tell you how good the vaccination has been, especially for vaccination programs that we have going on all around the world. It is something which is very, very useful.
The Trump presidency opened the door to planet hacking geoengineering experiments. His administration was the first one to openly talk about spraying poison on us. But this is about much more than controlling the weather. It's about changing humanity, their actual DNA, and editing them to make them more controllable and, control them with artificial intelligence, sicken us, poison us with many, many substances and nanotechnology. So that's what this is all about. And they have to be stopped from continuing to poison us. That's what's happening here. And it's not about stopping climate change. It's about protecting big oil and giving them an excuse to spray stuff on us. Donald Trump made back dangerous wall in the sky.
Digital ID must be accepted by U.S. citizens by 2028 or risk exclusion from society. Christian, are you going to be ready to stand up and